Yo, what's good, YouTube? Joel here for Morbid Nexus, and I have here, who do I have?
EJ.
EJ, what did you do today?
I got second place at Kokomo case tournament today.
Yes, sir. Did you want to do your shout-outs first?
Yeah, shout out, of course, Kokomo. Shout out Sean DeLuca for always setting up these case tournaments, giving a lot of players out in around like northern Indiana, like pretty much all around like Indiana in general. Some places in Chicago that get whiff of it and come on and play in these case tournaments. A lot of good players. Shout out all my friends back home in Rhode Island, Mass, the boys, Tyler White, Ryan, his brother, all the boys back home. They all know who they are. And all the homies from Rivals, which is now Warehouse. Shout out Joel, shout out Morbid Nexus behind the camera.
All right. And what did you play today?
I played, in my opinion, the best deck. If you play it very technical and play it very correct. Played Fire King Snake Eye.
Yes, sir. All right, let's get straight into the deck profile then.
Word. So pretty much standard at this point. Fire King lineup, 2. Never want to see multiples of it. The only time you probably can see multiples of it if you open either one of these cards or like this in tandem with like a hand trap and an extender. Other than that, it's pretty much self-explanatory. Didn't play Circle. I found in the past weeks playing Circle, it's a win more card. It is good in the grind game, but most of the time in the grind game, you're literally killing them turn 3, or you're setting up so much and killing them on resources where you have an established board and they can't break it. So, now the day of Bellstar wanted engine, so I chose to play one witch. Reasons being OCG and Jesse Cotton inspired, really, pretty much. He brought up a great point. Having more of this girl is a 2% plus chance of opening where to play. But in the current format, like pure Snake Eye just does way too much. It gathers too much advantage if you don't interact it correctly and at the right time or at the beginning of their turn. So like one witch is fine in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like if you see it, you see it. You don't, you don't. If your opponent doesn't interact with your first normal summon or end up popular with an extender, then you're already setting up full combo on board, and it's hard. GG's from there. Extender, 1-for-1, best extender in the deck. Probably one of the best extenders in the game as of right now. For a long time, normal summon Alistair was the best normal summon. Now it's Snake Eye Ash, so. And of course, Snake Eye Engine. So 3 Ash, 1 Oak, 2 Poplar, 1 Flamebridge. Again, like these cards just do so much. They gather so much advantage, and like if your opponent doesn't read you and you're not playing stoically, like you just win games. You still matches really. Like these cards just do way too much. In my opinion, Oak is probably like the MVP. I saw this 4 out of my matches today, like in my opening hand, and like the way like my hand comboed with this card by itself, like normal summoning this and then going into like full combo for like Ash, and then Ash getting into Flamebirds, and it's crazy. Oka's the MVP. And also my round 4 match, played against one of my friends here. I top decked Poplar and like automatically had full combo, and the rest of my hand was like board breakers. Extenders, Bonfire. I have a love-hate relationship with this card because this card's either really good or it's really ass. And it's like, it could be like so good, but then so bad at sometimes. Like one of my matches today, like I opened up this card, I had it in my opening hand, and I didn't search Ash because I knew my opponent was gonna troll the fuck out of me. Like he was waiting for me. Like I seen his hand, and I was like, oh yeah, he's got troll in his hand. So I just immediately added Poplar off it and was able to play after. So this card's like hit or miss, but it is a good card and you gotta play it. So now the non-engine. This is the non-engine I chose, and the reasoning behind the why behind the non-engine. So 3 Ash, 3 Veiler, 3 Droll, 3 Nib, 3 Imperm. I chose these 15 hand traps because like in tandem pairing 1 or 2 of these at the right time like automatically cook your opponent. But if you open up like 3+ hand traps and like start on where to play, like you're winning, you're not losing. But overperformed really pretty much was Nib, Valor, and Droll. So I played against one Vanadium and another PK combo deck. So like these cards like overperformed immensely. I got Sanafon. I even got Sanafon game 3 and like Nib. I just nibbed him on Sanafon because he couldn't chain a ton of quick effect. So like Nib just overperformed all the time. So shout out Nib. In the last 4 cards I played 42 crossouts. You're a madman if you're not playing them. Yeah, it's in the main dice roll dependency, but like 90% of the time you're going to be playing either the mirror or some type of engine where your deck interacts with. So having these cards to like help secure boards or help break boards, and like sometimes this could be a starter. So like I did a weird combo line where I activated crossout called Snake Eye Ash, had Oak in my hand, normal summon Oak, and just had full combo that way. And then the one of Talents, of course, because Talents is broken. Extra?
Yes, sir.
Alright, extra. These are my extra deck choices. Linkuriboh, best extra deck monster in the game right now, besides Promethean. Relinquish Enema. I chose to play Relinquish Enema over Chimera because Chimera, you have to main deck Temple, and like the interaction between Temple and Viking Island sometimes just conflict way too much. So it's like you have to play one or the other. Temple is a great card though. Definitely worthy to side decking it, but I didn't side deck it for this event. So I played Relinquish and Relinquish Anima. Of course, people Laxy Daisy don't play their comms correctly and they summon in the Anima Zone, or I nib them, put the token there, and it's like a free buy. IP, SP combo. Heat of Dark. I Heat of Darks all day today, like it was my job. Heated so many Ashes. Heated other like main deck engine fire monsters, of course, like Ash, Poplar, Oaks, and I darked in I'm Steady like a couple times. So shout out Dark as well. The Ghoster Sunlight Wolf got for $35. The Nightmare Phoenix, Heat Soul combo, Double Promethean. Double Promethean does come up a lot actually, because like here and like other places like Cash is on the Rise, and like getting this banished and then like, or if your opponent like negating this and you have no way of like bringing it back and like you just summon the second one, it's like, oh, you play 2. Yeah, I play 2. Emerald Whale, Appaloosa, and then the OTK line. OTK line,
It come up at all today?
yeah, it came up like a couple times, but like I was already in a winning position where I just had Promethean, Arvada, Big Garunix, Big Chicken, and Flamebird was already well over lethal. And like I had a couple of scenarios where I didn't have to make this as well, where I had Promethean, Flamebird, and 2 little guys, and then I was able to like special summon another guy. So it didn't come up as much, but it did come up, and then like I cleared. Also really came up on stream in my 5th round on stream against Raid Raptor, where game 1 he set up one of the unaffected big Falcon guys, and I was still able to OTK through it with these guys. And I made Raging Phoenix 36 100 plus over, and just like immediately just killed him. So yeah. Side deck. These were my side deck option choices. Again, Jesse Cotton and OCG inspired. I chose to play Spooky Dogwood. Spooky Dogwood is pseudo maxi in games 2s or 3s that are less than 6.5 to 7 minutes. 7 minutes max. You never want to put this in unless you know where like you're like going to play into time or considerably playing into time. Like it's a combo deck really. Luckily I didn't play into time at all today, so these didn't really come in, but they're here just in case for that reason. This card's really good, and a lot of people should respect it because it is a really good side deck card this format. The next 3 Bestials, I didn't play 2, I played 3. You want to see this card? It overperforms against Branded, Voiceless, like if you hit the low. Also, it's good against Vanadium, so I like doing it against them. Where they try to go the once per dual effect of Lightheart, and you like Bestial it away, and then they can't extend. Next, I play 2 Bell. I like Bell, and then I don't like Bell. Bell's good.
It feels like people are starting to chain block with them.
Yeah, it's started, especially against like Pure. So like my last round of Swiss, Casey like chain blocked the fuck out of me after he hand trapped me to death, and I had this like Bell stuck in my hand and it really just didn't do anything. But like against like rogue decks or like bad voices players, like this just overperforms. And like Orchist, It's not that good against Orcus, really. It's good against PK and Horus, surprisingly. So I would probably consider maybe playing it, maybe not. It just really depends on like how the rest of the format shapes itself. But 2 is fun. 2 is fun. For the spells, I played one of Subversion, just another search target, and Ward Breaker off Popular. This card overperformed today. I sided this in almost every time I went second. I saw it a couple of times. I was able to get it or start off with it in my opening hand, and like it just did too much, way too much. 3 Cosmic, of course, and then the like MVP guard card, Summer Limit. Like if you're not playing Summer Limit, you're playing this deck very incorrectly, like making an established board or a pseudo board and then sitting on this, and your opponent can't deal with this.
You couldn't even summon limit the homie though.
I didn't summon limit the homie though. There was one scenario where game 2 where I had this in my opening hand, and I was just like, you know what, I'm not gonna do it. My honor couldn't bring me to summon limit my homie, so and I actually didn't need it, so
Yeah. All right. Any other closing thoughts or any last shout outs?
Pretty much all the shout outs are done. Shout out my daughter back home. Miss you, love you, Ellie. So daddy's here, you know, got a great career. Yeah, good future ahead of us. Also, like, shout out the rest of like the friends. Shout out Cam Squared.
Cam
Riding
Squared.
with him today. Shout out the crossouts. They were his crossouts. They came up so clutch. Yeah, like playing this deck and like the amount of hours I like spend play testing week after week and like grinding, like learning matchups, learning interactions, learning all these decks, like it helps tremendously, and it shows in the technical play I have. Like I'm very, very big on technical play. Yeah, I might not be a big name player or like a well-known player, but I'm known enough, or like I really do take this game very seriously. Yeah, and I love you, Gil.
All right. Thank you, EJ.
Thank you.